Late one evening, three young professionals, Alex, Jordan, and Taylor, were out celebrating a big project milestone at work. They partied late into the night and realized that they hadn't prepared for an important presentation scheduled for the next morning. In a moment of panic, they came up with a plan. They ruffled their clothes, smeared their faces with grime, and messed up their hair to look disheveled. Early the next morning, they went to see their boss, Mr. Stevens. "Sir, we have a serious issue," Jordan started. "We were on our way back from the client dinner when our car broke down. The battery died, and we had to push the car all the way home. We're exhausted and in no condition to give the presentation today." Mr. Stevens looked at them for a moment before responding. "All right," he said. "Given the circumstances, I'll reschedule your presentation for 3 days from now." The trio thanked him profusely, relieved. They spent the next 3 days preparing intensely, determined to nail the presentation. On the day of the rescheduled presentation, they arrived at the office confident and ready. Mr. Stevens greeted them and said, "Since this is a special condition, you'll each present separately in different rooms." The professionals agreed, still confident in their preparation. They were each handed a sheet outlining the presentation format, which included only 2 main points worth a total of 100 points. The first point was, "Introduce yourself," worth 1 point. They smiled, quickly jotted down their introductions, and flipped the page. The second point, worth 99 points, asked, "What was the exact make and model of the car?" Alex, Jordan, and Taylor each stared at the paper in disbelief. They had not coordinated their story to this level of detail. They glanced at Mr. Stevens, who watched them intently. After the presentations, they gathered outside Mr. Stevens' office, each realizing the predicament they were in. They were called in one by one to discuss their answers. Mr. Stevens addressed them firmly. "You tried to deceive me and shirk your responsibilities. This exercise was not just about your work skills, but about honesty and integrity." He continued, "You have the potential to excel, but you must understand that taking shortcuts and lying will ultimately harm you. Be responsible, be honest, and strive to be trustworthy professionals."